welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Zoe. This is my first ever video and I wanted to talk about a problem that I think everyone in the planning community will completely understand, because I feel like no one in my personal life will understand this issue I've gone through, but I know that everyone on here will. So I've always used planning and personal organisation since I was about literally 10. I remember I got one of those kids' Filofaxes for my birthday one year and it was the most fun ever. I don't know what I had to organise at that age, maybe teddy bears picnics, but yeah, and it just kind of grew from there. And obviously it was in and out because I've always had like diaries, which is different to personal organisation. And then as I sort of went through exams in school and started to grow up, I still had a type of a planner, but it was much smaller. So I've got some examples here. I dabbled around originally with like these really tiny slimline ones. They were literally, oh, they have like, oh, this one had, yeah, like a week per double page. And literally all I really said, oh my god, so this was 2007. Meet my friend shopping, meet the girls for dinner. It was very much just wanted to remember what I'd kind of done with like friends, or like, oh, I even put my driving lessons in here. How cute is that? I've actually not looked at these for years. So that's how it started. For a couple of years, that's kind of similar, just a week per kind of spread. And then one year I remembered that I'd had a Filofax when I was younger, and I originally had, I think, the domino for a couple of years, and I didn't really enjoy the way that that felt. It's quite a sort of sturdy front and back, and I found like when you opened the domino it just closed, and it got dirty really quickly, and I didn't like the whole kind of elastic thing. So I did treat myself to, oh my god, I can't even remember what this is. The Finchley. So I got a personal Finchley one year, and I've used this for about, it must be like 10, 11 years. I use this every week and it just worked for me. I always had a week per view, and yeah, it just worked. Like I just log, you know, when I'm going to work out, seeing friends, and just kept up to date with like bills, life admin things, just general stuff, personal stuff. And I love this organiser so much. I still love the colour all these years later, and although, I mean, it's very old, it did sit in my handbag most of the times because I was someone that carried it with me. So it's very scuffed and old, and I just actually love it even more for it. But the end of last year, it just was starting to feel a bit too small. It wasn't quite big enough for me anymore, and especially with like, so the decorating is also a big part, obviously, for personal organisation for a lot of folks in the community. It's sort of fun, it's really therapeutic, I think, for a lot of us. And I found like with some of the stickers I use, they're quite like chunky, and towards the end of the year I literally couldn't even close like the organiser. It'd be like, it would still be like I couldn't close the popper. So I just thought I need to get a bigger organiser, and I don't know why I didn't straight away automatically think I'll just get an A5 Filofax, because it's worked for me for over a decade, and obviously the system is something that I enjoy. But my friend at work has, or had, one of these. So this is, it's an A5 size, and it's like got these rings, and it's a day per page. I'll try and find a blank page for you before I go into any of the decoration. So just like a day per page kind of thing. And she was using it for personal and work. And at the time, I was starting to really enjoy my work. I'd just moved job, and I'd always before kept everything separate. I kept a notebook at work where I would have my to-do lists and all work stuff basically. But Filofax was always for my personal life. And I actually quite liked how she'd mixed it, and I thought, oh, that might be nice, especially now, you know, I love my job, and there was kind of a bit more flexibility for me of bringing some of my work life into my home life, so I was kind of happy to merge the two. Huns, let me tell you, this has been the worst, much like the rest of 2020, this has been the worst decision I've ever made. It wasn't the work and home life thing, that's fine. It's just, I just hate this diary. I mean, and I don't really know why, because it's still got, so I bought this from WHSmith's here in the UK, which is just like a stationery shop. They do like their own diaries and stuff, and it's still got tabs, so you've got like the whole weekly diary here, and then you've got like a planner tab, which has got like your yearly planner in it, you've got contacts and notes, so it's got like tabs in there. I just think I hate how you can't move anything around, like everything's stuck in these rings. If you tear a page out, that's it, it's gone, you can't sort of put it somewhere else, and you have to rewrite everything. But I think why it doesn't work fundamentally is because it is a day per page. It's just, like, the personal was too small for me, but this is just too big. And originally at the beginning of the year, it was really helpful because, I'll try and find some pages, because it was like really busy at work, and it kept me, like, here's a good example, like, it did keep me really organised, to be fair. And you can see here I tried to kind of split the page up into different sections, so I had my work section and I had a personal life section, and then under here would be, this has kind of changed. Sometimes I track my food, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put in here like my tarot reading, keywords to keep in mind. But I just, although it's kind of helpful when you do want everything together for like to-do lists, I just found it a bit overwhelming and like really not enjoyable, because when you have a day per page, the days go by so quickly, like on the paper. And I sort of tried to do a bit of decorating, you can see here, but mostly it's just like with pens and like different coloured pens and things. But it's not the same as having a whole week that you've decorated and you can enjoy for the week, because there's no point in decorating a page, because after 2 days you have to flip the page again and then you've lost it. And it was just like, it's just so much effort and a waste of decorating materials to do it every single day. And I knew that if I did do it every single day, the diary would be so enormous at the end of the year that I wouldn't be able to write anything in it anyway. So unfortunately, it's not for me, the day per page, and I think that is why I've been so hated this diary. I don't think it's the diary's fault, it's just the day per page format does not work for me. But I've then had this issue all year of, oh, do I go back to the Filofax? Because I gave it a good sort of 6 months to try and figure out a way to use it all these different ways. I've split the pages up, different ways of trying to decorate it, and it's just not stuck. So I was on and off all year thinking, shall I go back to the Filofax personal, but I knew it was a bit too small, and I didn't want to actually switch a diary halfway through the year. I thought, well, I mean, it's October now, so I'm just going to carry on with this, so that at least then I've got my whole year in the future when I ever want to look back on this horrendous year. What a joke. I feel like maybe in a way this kind of fits this year. It was awkward, didn't work for me, it's been all over the place, not enjoyable in many ways, so maybe this is actually quite fitting for this year. So I'm going to finish the year with this, but I have because I do love the A5 size, and I have for next year gone ahead and found on eBay an A5 Filofax, the most beautiful, coveted Filofax of them all. Oh, the Malden in Ochre. You can see the colour there, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and it's so sad because I really want to use it now, but I do also want to finish this year in the one I've been using and start afresh next year. So I'm going to wait until the new year to use this one, but I know it's going to be worth it. You can see I've got all my bits and pieces ready to go, all my inserts, and I thought this would just be a really fitting time for me to start this kind of online blog thing of going back to the Filofax, setting it up completely from scratch, and just kind of sharing the organiser journey that I've always had but have never really documented. It's always just been for like my own sort of love of doing it, and I just thought, why not? So many people love to share it, and we all love watching other people like decorate their diaries and see how they make it work, and I just thought maybe this is a good opportunity to do that as well, to share my journey and a new way of working with the Filofax, a much bigger one, and looking at the because I'm a week on 2 pages kind of gal, and this size actually is much better, so I've got this one ready to go, and yeah, I feel like this is going to be good. And I'm also going to go back to, because now we're obviously working from home mostly, and it will probably continue even when we go back in however many months. I imagine we're still not going to be in the office full time ever again. It'll probably be like a couple times a week. So I'm going to go back to mostly keeping work and life separate again, because I think I need that now I'm actually working from home. I do need to be able to say this is work life and this is personal life, because it's all getting a bit confused and there's no end to either of those parts of my life. So yeah, this is going to be for personal life and keep a separate, I'm not sure what yet. I was thinking maybe I could keep the personal Filofax for work bits and pieces. But mostly I work kind of online for my work stuff. Like I'll have a running to-do list, and that's kind of it. I don't really need like an actual planner for work. So maybe I'll have a think about how to use the personal Filofax in the future, because I don't ever want to get rid of that one, because it's obviously has such sentimental value. But for now that will be retired. And I'm very excited to start again in January 2021, and hope that you'll join me. Thanks so much for watching this video, and yeah, I mean, what a disaster, what a disaster. This is why the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is applicable here, because my system wasn't broke and I tried to fix it, and actually it just got more broke. So there we go. Thank you for watching if you had. I'm very honoured because this is my first video and the lighting's terrible. I'm in my pyjamas. But I just kind of wanted to get this down somewhere for myself, because it's just sort of been playing on my mind for a while, and I thought someone out there will probably understand the issue I found with this system. So yeah, thank you very much. Hope you'll join me in the future, and I look forward to hearing from you.